On Friday, January 13, 2017, at the federal courthouse in central Islip, New York, Raphael Osborne, also known as Gusto, a Crips street gang leader from Roosevelt, New York, was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences plus 145 years in prison following his conviction after trial in April 2016. Osborne was convicted of racketeering, conspiracy, robbery, attempted murder, witness retaliation, assault with a dangerous weapon, drug conspiracy, and brandishing and discharging firearms during the commission of these offenses. These charges arose out of the defendant's participation in and leadership of the Rollin 60s set of the Crips that for many years engaged in criminal activity in Roosevelt, New York, an area victimized by a high rate of gang and drug-related violent crime. The sentence was announced by Robert L. Capers, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York. Mr. Capers extended his grateful appreciation to each of the law enforcement agencies for their assistance, in particular the Gang Investigation Squad of the Nassau County Police Department and the FBI's Long Island Gang Task Force. Between 2003 and 2013, members of the gang followed an on-site rule established by Osborne that commanded gang members to attack rival Bloods in Roosevelt whenever possible and by whatever means available. In addition, numerous other shootings and murders were committed at Osborne's direction. During the trial, the government elicited details of 15 shootings and 3 homicides that were committed by members of the Rollin 60s during Osborne's reign and established that the gang financed its activities through firearms and narcotics trafficking. In one of those shootings, Osborne ordered the murder of a federal informant in October 2012. Beginning in the spring of 2012, law enforcement, with the aid of a Rollin 60s gang member informant, began purchasing firearms from the gang. After the informant attempted to purchase a firearm from Osborne, Osborne became suspicious and ordered other gang members to kill him. On October 13, 2012, a gang member lured the informant from his Hempstead home to a location where a fellow gang member was waiting. The informant was shot 5 times at close range, leaving him paralyzed. Osborne was also responsible for distributing crack cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and methadone, commonly known as Molly, and for bringing hundreds of illegal firearms to Long Island, including revolvers, semi-automatic handguns, assault rifles, and submachine guns. The government's investigation led to the arrest of 20 members and associates of Osborne's gang. Of those defendants, 18 have been convicted, with the final 2 defendants pending trial. Osborne is the 8th defendant to be sentenced since the inception of this case. On June 21, 2016, Jamani Hamilton was sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 10 years. On August 4, 2016, Curtis Phillip was sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 10 years. On August 5, 2016, Courtney Smith was sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 10 years. On September 23, 2016, Merlin Benitez was sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 10 years. On October 13, 2016, Derek Hernandez was sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 20 years that will run consecutively to a 4-year state sentence that he is presently serving. On October 19, 2016, Kwame Lake was sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 5 years that will run consecutively to an 8-year state sentence that he is presently serving. And on November 4, 2016, Tyshawn Gitto was sentenced to 13 years imprisonment. The government's case was prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorneys Nicole Boeckmann, Christopher Caffarone, and Michael Maffei.